Alright, welcome back my friends, and today we're going to be talking about a fascinating topic, and we are going to be discussing the legend behind Mont Saint-Michel. Mont Saint-Michel, or in English, St. Michael's Mount, is a small island commune measuring just 240 acres located off the coast of Normandy. It boasts of rich history and culture and is one of France's most popular tourist attractions. The majestic locations have captivated visitors for a long time. The tale of how the mount became a major Christian pilgrimage site dates back to the early 8th century. Currently, the sheer visual appeal of Mount Saint-Michel makes it a must-visit in France. So this place is absolutely fascinating and beautiful and has been the inspiration for many books and many movies and cartoons like Disney. So this sanctuary that was built at the top of the island has a very interesting legend behind how it was built. And it explains why this island is called Mount Saint-Michel, which is named after Archangel Michael in the Bible. The Archangel Michael and the Bishop of Avranches. The story goes that one night in the year 708, the Archangel Michael, leader of God's armies against Satan, appeared to Saint Aubert, the Bishop of Avranches. In a dream, the Archangel ordered the bishop to build a sanctuary in his name at the top of the island. Aubert ignored this order after all. It was only a dream. The next night, the Archangel Michael appeared again and repeated his order to build a sanctuary at the top of Mont Tombe in his honor. Again, Aubert was unconvinced, and in any case, building a church on an overgrown and rocky terrain on an isolated mount surrounded by the sea would be an immense task. Thus, it suited that the bishop to ignore the reoccurring dream. And according to legend, the Archangel Michael appeared to him a third time and asked him to build this sanctuary, and he finally took up the task according to the history. Saint Michael and the Dragon. Apparently, it is no coincidence that Saint Michael chose this location for the church. Some believe that it was this mount that Saint Michael won his mighty victory over the dragon described in the New Testament's book of Revelation, chapter 12, verses 7 through 9. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. The great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So that's the apparent legend behind how this beautiful, very difficult architecture was built during the Dark Ages. What I find very interesting is that even back then, they had a different view of the biblical timeline. So I find it interesting that even back then, they had a different view of the biblical timeline. They believed that the great battle between Satan and the angel that came down from heaven with the great chain to toss the devil in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years has already happened. Unlike today, we're taught that none of Revelation has yet to take place. However, back then, they had a different viewpoint. And then later in the scripture, it says, an angel came down with a chain and locked up Satan in the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. And during this 1,000 years, Christ rules the earth with his saints. Was it possible that this beautiful castle-like island was part of the kingdom buildings during this time? It's interesting that they teach us that the Dark Ages was such a horrible time and nothing interesting happened, yet they were building these marvelous feats of architectures throughout the world during the so-called Dark Ages. And it's interesting that the Dark Ages are exactly 1,000 years. So something to think about. What if the Dark Ages aren't very dark at all, but they were actually the Light Ages? So what if the legend behind how it was built is true? After all, building it on this tidal wave island seems like such a difficult task, especially in the year 708 during the apparent Dark Ages. I feel like it'd just be so incredibly difficult to build this. Even by today's standards, with all our modern technology, this entire island is just very impressive. The castle at the top, the surrounding buildings. I'm going to show you guys some pictures of Mont Saint-Michel. So here are some of the insides of Mont Saint-Michel. Very beautiful and incredible for structures that were built during the Dark Ages. I mean, just look at that. And I believe this place gets about 2.5 million visitors every year. And there are people that actually live on this island, and they're basically monks and nuns that live on this island and take care of it, basically. But very gorgeous place. Here's an art piece inside the church on that island, and it shows the Archangel Michael defeating Satan, which is in the form of a dragon, and casting him down the bottomless pit. It just seems like such an odd, bizarre place to build this church and this sanctuary. But yeah, so the apparent legend is that the great battle between Archangel Michael and Satan took place over this area. And to celebrate the victory over Satan, according to the legend, this entire island sanctuary was built. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, to build something like this, it would have to be built during a time of peace, no war, no debt, no rat race like the one we have today, where we're just chasing after cheap pleasures, working our 9-to-5 jobs. Maybe this was built during a time of perfect peace and perfection, where people were able to explore their God-given artistic talents. They didn't have to worry about the rat race that we're currently in, and they were able to build these beautiful, difficult to build, marvelous structures. But yeah, guys, that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and I would absolutely love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Please comment. If you're watching this video, comment your thoughts, what you think about this, if you believe in the legend, or you think it's just a made-up story, or if this was part of the kingdom buildings during the Millennial Kingdom, and if it did happen or not. Also, if you would like to support this channel, I do have a Patreon. The link is in my bio below. I'm going to start posting my very fascinating videos on there early, and videos that I'm not allowed to post on YouTube, I'm going to post it on. And videos that I can't post here, I'll post there as well. So if you want to support this channel, go ahead, check out the link. I appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we are out.